Now that we have logging in working, let's make it so our users can log out. In our HTML, let's create a link that will run a logout function. We'll just have it say logout. And this code here in the href is exactly the same as our login function for both Twitter and Facebook. Then in our JavaScript, let's define this function. I'm just going to do a quick console so that we know it's getting called when we expect it to. So let's save it, restart the server, and refresh. When we click the logout button here, we can see that it says logging out. So now let's go to our docs and scroll down to the logging users out. Logging users out is super easy, so we can just put that in. Instead of ref, it'll be my data ref, and it'll be unauth. And then I'll reload the page. Let's save that. Restart the server and refresh. So now when I press logout, we can see that the user's logged out in our console. Okay, so now that our logout works, let's make this prettier. I'll make the button move to the top right here. So in our HTML, just like we created these two columns here inside this container, we're going to create two columns inside this other column. And this will also be out of 12, but it will only be the width of the parent, which is the MD10 out of 12. So we'll create two columns, one with a width of 10 and the other with a width of 2. And in our first column, we'll copy and paste the messages. And in the second, we'll copy and paste our logout function. So let's just close off this div here. And we can save, restart the server, and refresh. Awesome. So now we see that this is moved up here. I don't love the look of this, so let's go into our Bootstrap, CSS, and down to the buttons. And we can, instead of having it be an href link, we can create a button here. So let's copy and paste this. And we'll put it into the second column where our logout is currently. And I'll change this to say logout. And I can delete this. We'll also need to add an on-click event, which means when the user clicks this button, run this function, the logout function, which we've already created. So we can save, restart the server, and refresh. Perfect. Now we've got this button looking great and exactly where we want it.